Mm, okay, looks like we're in it. Super cool. Okay. Well, I am streaming because I don't know what else to fucking do right now. And I'm just gonna work on, I don't know, music that I've been working on for the past several live streams, and maybe I'll start something new. Maybe play some tabla or something. I don't know. I don't know. Should be fun. What's up? What's up, 1V? Yep. Yep, we are cooked. It has happened. It is done. All hope has been squashed. I'd like I don't know. I feel like I had like a 1% hope, 1% chance of survival for the human species kind of thing going on in my head, and that's just been squashed. So it's already kind of what I figured. It's what it is. No, I don't know. Look, like whatever happens is gonna happen. It's kind of inevitable. I feel like life is like a river, and there's no point swimming against the stream. You know, it's kind of like a movie. We're just gonna watch whatever unfolds, and it's gonna be whatever it is, and there's no use flailing and freaking out. You know, whatever happens happens. That's kind of been I'm now above the human race. That's kind of been my approach. I feel like whenever I'm like hit with like some crazy trauma or life bullshit, just remembering that like I don't know, we don't have any free will, like free will in general. You know, it is what it is, and just looking at everything from a perspective of, you know, whatever happens is bound to happen, and I'm just here to enjoy the ride, you know, or not enjoy the ride. I'm here to experience it, and experiencing it is just gonna be fucking crazy in of itself. Like you can't say, you know, given everything that's happened, at the very very least, it's gonna be really entertaining. We're not gonna be bored, you know. So that's something. Also, is my stream cutting in and out? I can't fucking tell. My YouTube is like bugging out, and I'm not a fan of it. Given no, it looks like it's fine. Okay, but yeah, I don't know. Personally, I think I'm just gonna tune out of politics. I'm just gonna stop giving a fuck. That's what I did after 2016. I kind of just tuned out of everything, dissociated from the news for like 3 years, and it was like a pretty good 3 years in terms of, you know, not being invested. I think I'm gonna go back to doing that and just work on making music and making art. You know, I'm just gonna focus on the things that I can do and that do actually impact my life, right? Or like the things that I can do that will impact my life versus worrying about things that are out of my control. You know, and yeah, maybe things work out. You know, it's whatever happens is gonna be somewhere in between the worst case scenario and the best case scenario, right? Like the worst case scenario is pretty bad. The best case scenario isn't, you know, like as good as we'd want, but it's gonna be somewhere in between that, you know. Maybe things will work out. Whatever happens happens. Anyways, yeah, let's make music. Let's focus on the things that make us happy and that make us want to, you know, stay alive, which is music, because music is a pretty cool thing, and no matter what happens, we're still gonna have music, at least until the AI takes over and then ruins the entire music industry. So we got that going for us. Yeah, it's the only way to stay alive, really. Like you can't, or I mean, like not to say to 100%, you know, necessarily phase out the noise, you know, if like being politically active or whatever, if you want to like take part in that, because I know that is important and we do need people to do that, but you can't obsess over it. It can't be 100% of your life. You need to focus on, like, you know, the arts. Like I feel like art gives life like meaning, you know, like science and stuff is like fulfilling and enriching to explore, but like without art, like what's the point in experiencing anything, you know? But yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of cool. I kind of like automating the harmonics of the carrier to like do some weird funky shit. Hopefully each household gets an assigned personal robot. Could be fun. So you know how sometimes you're comb filtering in real life? Yeah. Like I notice that's like most obvious when I'm like walking past like air conditioning units and radiators and stuff, depending on your like angle to it. I had that, but it sounds like spectral artifacts, like FFT type sounds in real life. Didn't you mention once that ear is literally doing the bins thing to process sounds? Yeah, sort of. It's called, why am I blanking on the bins thing? Oh, I think it's metal bands. Auditory system. Well, it's like you can. No. That's the null frequency substrum. Critical bands. It's critical bands. Basically, so like our cochlea, you know, is this big. I think I have a. Let me see if I have anything decent here. Where's the auditory nervous system? So I guess this isn't a great picture, but our cochlea, right, has this like little, has this thing called a basilar membrane, which like wraps around in the spiral. And if you were to like unfold that entire membrane, different sections of the membrane, depending on where you are along the length of it, correspond to different frequencies. So when you hear a certain frequency, it'll sympathetically resonate at certain parts, and that vibration will resonate and then hit different it'll stimulate stereocilia, which are the little hairs that send signals to your brain. And so each like section, you can think of like some section that vibrates is going to sympathetically resonate and then vibrate hairs along a certain section of this membrane. I should get a picture of this going. Basilar membrane. So like, yeah, it wraps around in this entire thing, and if you were to like unfold the entire thing, this little section will vibrate and it'll stimulate a bunch of hairs around in an area, and that area you can mathematically represent as a bandpass filter, basically. And so the critical band model is, it's basically you use a series of bandpass filters to emulate, to represent the human auditory system, because there's going to be interference. If you're listening to a sound that vibrates in one section and another sound that vibrates in a nearby section, there's going to be some interesting psychoacoustic phenomenon regarding certain frequencies getting masked by the nearby critical bands that are vibrating. So that's kind of what that refers to. Now, you said you would listen to a hair clipper for like 30 minutes straight, and after you heard glitchy spectral artifacts all around. Okay, yeah, that is I don't know the exact word for that, but I think if you go check out on YouTube, like auditory illusions or something, here. This series here, I believe, if I'm correct, some of the illusions that it goes through in here, and this is like an hour-long video series, but this shit is fascinating. Highly recommend you watch this if you haven't already. And it can also give you some like interesting ideas for like music and stuff like that. Not all of these are like musically usable, but like resay rhythms, which are really cool. I use these sometimes.
It's the same sort of barber pole effect.
Shit like that can be really cool. That's not the point. Some of the illusions though, they'll like play certain tones or sounds that are like, will be really loud and have a certain frequency spectrum, and then immediately swap it to white noise. And then when you hear the white noise, you'll hear this like spectral phasing effect where your ears will like actually reduce the volume of each of the harmonics of like the saw wave that's playing in the white noise. So you'll hear like an after image almost of the saw wave in the white noise. And like sometimes I've had that when I'm like working on like sound design. I'm like listening to like some like crazy big drone thing, and then like I turn it off, and then I'll hear this like weird phasey kind of after image thing that like lasts for a few seconds. So I mean, I'm imagining it's something similar to that, like the hair clipper thing. That's a pretty similar experience. But yeah, science do be crazy. Science, pretty cool guy. I like science. It's pretty good. Yeah, human auditory nervous system, really cool. Kind of mind-blowing, like just realizing that you know, like I always knew this, but really seeing it on a physical form, that like everything that the human experiences is kind of just a physical phenomenon. There's like a physical thing happening in your brain. There's a thing physically reacting to some other thing that ends up resulting in our subjective qualitative experience. You know, we like to imagine that consciousness is all, it's just magic, you know, every like the experience is like a magical thing. That's like kind of ineffable and you're unable to describe, but there's a physical thing happening the whole time. Like there's a when you have an internal monologue going on and you're like imagining, if you're imagining a sound or imagining a voice speaking, the language processing center in your brain will light up in the exact same way that'll light up if you're listening to someone speak. Like there's a physical thing going on in every aspect, and learning about the human auditory nervous system was super cool. And then I'm like, oh, okay, every single aspect of how, or most, because it's also really complicated and we don't know every single answer yet, but it seems to be that every single aspect of like auditory illusions, or how we interpret sound in all the really interesting and niche and subjective ways, can be pinpointed to some very physical process going on. Like why like dispersion and dispersing frequencies will have an effect. So this actually relates to the critical band thing. What would be the easiest way to do this? I don't know what the easiest way to do this would be. It's kind of a pain in the ass to set up, but I've done this before where we'll take this guy. I'm gonna map all these oscillators over here. Hear me out. All right, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna experiment now. So I believe you can hear the exact effect of the critical bands. Oh, wait. How do I want to do this? Okay, so I'm going to create two operators. And then one of them, I'll unpair from that. And then this guy. So we have, basically what's going on is I'm going to have, wait, what the fuck? All right, I did this wrong. Okay. So I'm gonna map, basically I'm gonna map every single harmonic. I'm gonna map 8 different harmonics to I'm gonna be able to control the level of every single individual harmonic, right? So I'm gonna have this one be 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right, and then so by turning up the volume, I'm basically turning up every individual harmonic in an 8 harmonic waveform, right? At first, I was thinking scientifically. The more I grow, the more I found that the consciousness is magical even more. Yeah, I suppose like when I said magic, I suppose I more so meant ineffable and unable to be explained, other than like magic, you know. But science is magical in that it is just like, you know, I mean, the human experience is, I suppose, magical in the sense that it's like the most insane, complex, and like, I don't know, rewarding thing to, I don't know. The fact that we're crazy, I mean, fuck, the fact that we are alive is fucking crazy, and that we're experiencing all of this, and that's pretty cool. So even though shit might suck immensely, the fact that we get to experience anything at all is pretty fucking mind-blowing and pretty cool, if I say so myself. So it is what it is. All right, so we have we got this shit going on, right? Let me we're doing science right now, okay? I'm gonna pop this guy out so we can see all the harmonics. Now I fucked up. This is all backwards. All right, hold on. I'm gonna fix this. So this is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one is gonna be 5. Did I do it backwards? I didn't do it backwards. I did it right the first time. Okay, I'm just tripping right now. Hold on. I'm gonna Command Z a bunch. Okay, all right. So all of this work, and now I also have to map one more thing. This is a lot of effort. I'm gonna map the phase of each individual partial, right? So for the first fucking dude, I'm gonna map there. I said for the first one, map you there. For the second one, I'm gonna map you there. This is extremely fun. This is high brow content we're engaging with right here as I click around 24 times and move my mouse around over and over again. Okay, So we have all these phases, right? And if let's say I randomize everything, or no, actually, hold on. Wait, I want to, no, this is fine, this is fine. So, if I take this and move this down here, and I adjust the phase, there's an audible difference. I can hear a very clear difference between this guy here. Can we exclude all of these guys from randomization? This is super fun. So we got this guy right here, right? We'll save him, and then we can randomize all the phases, and there's a very clear difference in timbre. I can hear something very different about this. However, the frequency content, if we look at the spectrogram, is exactly the same. I mean, the volume is a little bit different, but I can hear a timbral difference. And it sounds very different. And the entire reason why it sounds different is because the phase of each individual partial is different. Now, I believe, I'm not like 100% on this, but I'm like 99% on this. The reason why it sounds different to our ears is because of the critical bands. Because there's interference between the phase of individual like patches of your basilar membrane being stimulated, and they're close by to each other, and that creates some kind of interference. Now, if I move this guy to be at a higher octave, right? This guy's going to be at a higher octave, and I'm going to do the exact same thing again, where here we'll record one out like this. Now I hope this works out, and then so we'll record that, and then we'll record this. Now, one is louder than the other, obviously, because, you know, phase cancellation and shit. And then I need to adjust the loudness, because, shit. Wait, I can just use a limiter. I should just apply a limiter. They sound pretty much identical to me, right? I don't hear any timbral difference. There's a slight volume difference, because I can't fucking nail this right. But they sound identical. However, it's the exact same wave, just sped up. Oh, I could have just sped this up. I could have just sped this wave up. I could have just doubled it in frequency, but whatever. Now, the entire reason why this sounds different at a lower frequency than this guy at a higher frequency is just because the spacing of each of these waves are further apart over here, because the fundamental is at a higher frequency, so every integer thing is at a higher frequency, right? And then this one, they're all close together, and so there's interference with critical bands. So that's an example of why you can hear critical bands. So when you put a disperser on something, the entire dispersion sound is made in your head, kinda. No, that's not, I guess that's not exactly accurate. Rather, humans can't hear phase differences for higher frequencies unless the interfering frequencies are really close together. And that's a product of how our inner, whatever, auditory nervous system works. So you can't actually hear dispersion or, you know, differences in phase for super high frequency content, because all the partials will be spread apart. You want the partials really close together, right? Yeah, okay. I think that makes sense. And that I find is fucking fascinating. Yeah, and yes, we're cooked. We're all cooked. It is what it is. We're a part of the ride, or we're on the ride, and we're fucked. It is, I don't know. We were already fucked before. You know, like, climate change is going to be doing the climate change thing. Nothing is going to happen. There's no one was doing anything about it. Let's be real. It was all lukewarm shit that needed to be done like 20 years ago. We're fucked anyways. But this is just, it's just cementing it. You know, it's just known. But we're here for it. It'll, I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. It's gonna be a wild ride. It'll be very interesting. Phase differences at a higher frequency gets washed away. Yeah, exactly. Which is cool. Very neat. So I suppose it's not necessarily that the phase like dispersion is a thing made up in our head, rather than it's one of the few examples where you can actually hear the product of phase. Normally you can't hear phase in like isolated frequencies, and it's very rare where phase specifically creates a subjective change in experience. But with dispersion, in terms of changing the phase of other things relative to each other, the way that it stimulates the basilar membrane at different points of it at alternating phases is what creates that effect, which is fucking super cool. Super, super neat. Which I guess that's like what timbre is all about, right? Like the timbre of different instruments is just about how the interlocking and like changing stimulation of everything. Yeah, no. Like it's we're super cooked. Like fucking when climate change like seriously hits the fan and we're gonna have like literally a billion refugees, like what the fuck is gonna happen? People are just gonna turn even more to fascism, right? Like what do we do? Like there's like 5 million, 15 million illegal immigrants. Everyone loses their fucking mind and elects a fascist. What are we gonna do when there's a billion of them and the entire country's falling apart? People aren't going to turn to actual solutions. They're just going to fearmonger. And also we're in an age of complete like disinformation. AI, everything's AI generated now. Every time I need to get the fuck off of the internet is what I need to do. Every single time I go on Reddit, everything is fake. Everything's fake news from every fucking side. It's all AI generated fucking images. Everyone's a bot in the comment sections. Nothing's fucking real anymore. And the internet was a mistake, basically. This isn't music related, but yeah, I think I'm gonna make a vow. This is my election day resolution. I'm gonna get the fuck off of the internet and try to be more active in the real world. And I'm gonna use my computer explicitly just for doing work, like programming, schoolwork, or music and live streaming, and like engaging in my Discord community or whatever. I need to get the fuck away from consuming brain rot political debate content and all that shit, because ultimately, no matter how much of this fucking doomer content that I consume, it changes absolutely nothing about what's going to happen in the real world. It changes nothing. It just makes me feel worse about everything. So I'm going to focus on the things that I can do for myself, which is probably like exercising and shit. Thought the same thing to get off the internet. Yeah. And the internet's especially bad right now just because like election cycle, you know, like everything is super fucking manufactured and like every step of the way. It's just so exhausting. I don't know, man. Okay, I suppose phase distortion thing is different from one person to another as well. I'm sure it is, yeah. I don't know how you would possibly quantify that though. I guess it's like is your red the same as my red kind of subjective qualia thing. But the fact that phase distortion happens to everyone is like a fact, because we all got cochlea. We all got ears, man. We lost the internet 10 years ago. Yeah. Well, we lost the internet 10 years ago to like bad faith actors, right? Like shit kind of hit the fan and like fascism kind of took over. 4chan and Donald Trump kind of like exploded on the internet, and then we just like a whole cult was birthed. And then there was that, and then now it's worse than ever before because everyone uses the internet, and AI now and botting is like done to an unprecedented degree where you can't even fucking tell anymore if someone's a bot. It's just exponentially worse. Like it started dying 10 years ago, and now there's no utility in being engaged in any large online space. There's still utility in like being active in like small, I guess, like forums or Discord. Well, there's no forums anymore because everything's fucking Reddit and Twitter, which is also terrible because everything is centralized, and now that everything's centralized, it's fucking bots just take over, and astroturfing and ad campaigns, you know. But you have to like, I think there's utility still, and you know, obviously like being engaged in like small niche hobby forums and Discords and stuff like that. But yeah, you gotta stay the fuck away from like the front page of Reddit, or you know, like the algorithms that are fed to you on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. You need to be more intentional. By the way, I'm speaking mostly to myself here. I'm assuming some of this resonates with y'all because we're all fucking addicted to the internet. I mean, you're all watching a live stream in the middle of the day, so you're on the same page as me, I'm sure. But I don't know. I don't know. I just kind of lost focus of whatever the fuck I was talking about. Just you got to be more intentional with your internet usage. Like, it's a powerful thing. There's a lot of utility. You can learn fucking anything on the internet, but also you can get lost into so much useless garbage, and you have to be intentional. Like, that's something that I do with like my YouTube, is that like if I ever start getting like kind of sucked into content that isn't good for all right, you're safe, sorry, I take it back. If you ever like I remember for a little bit I was getting like really sucked into like true crime content, you know. It's just like, oh, this guy fucking murdered his family and then lied to the cops for 3 hours, then unraveled. And it's like, this shit was fascinating, it was super interesting, and I enjoyed watching it, but I was like watching way too much of it, and it was also like traumatizing me because I was just thinking about people getting murdered all the time. And so then I had to manually block every single true crime thing that appeared on my YouTube because I would want to watch it, but I knew it wasn't good for me. And I think you have to like engage in some of that for all sorts of shit, you know, like political content or like outrage bait stuff, you know. Remember when comment sections were actually fun and not monstrous? Yeah. I mean, I used to go on 4chan like all the fucking time, like it was like 2013. Granted, I was like an edgy teenager, and I definitely was like a worse human being than I am now. I was by no means like, you know, a racist or anything. And on 4chan, there was like maybe like 15% of the people there were like racist Nazis, but like the rest of the website would just make fun of them. They were disgusted by them. And it was just like, I mean, it was a shit show, you know? But there was integrity there. And then fucking 2015, 2016 happened. And Poll spread like a cancer to the entire website, and they astroturfed everything. And then basically everyone left, and then they spread to Reddit, and then made the Donald subreddit and everything. And the internet fucking died, which sucks because I really did enjoy the like image board 4chan style of forum content where there's no upvotes. You can't astroturf shit. You can't you know, you can't buy upvotes and fucking brigade other people. Everything was just in a chronological order, like a normal goddamn forum discussion board. And that's where, you know, there would be actual intelligent conversation, or there would be unintelligent conversation. And then you can mock them, and then you wouldn't get buried in 200 downvotes from, you know, bots. It's fortunate that bad in America. We almost never hear from them. I mean, I think they're less relevant now because it's literally like exclusively at this point just Nazis. Like it's kind of like Stormfront at this point, which is like a Nazi website. But also I could be biased because I don't engage with it anymore at all. But it used to be like much more relevant when it had like pros and cons. Like there was still like the little Nazi like corner of the board, but like no one looked at it. Now the entire board is pro-Trump and like fucking, I don't know. All right, I'm just rambling about politics instead of doing music. And we're supposed to be doing music. We're supposed to have fun and look at the how beautiful life is and the fact that we get to experience this crazy thing called music. Wow, we're like dividing time, and that gives dopamine. Isn't that so cool? That's so cool. Check this out. Wow. I already did that part. That part's fucking boring. Okay. I'm gonna keep this going the whole time, and then maybe I'll saturate this and make this bigger. And today is the day to ramble. Yeah. change the saturator interface. It's like the one good thing that came out of the new fucking update. Oh, I guess there's that auto tune thing that I haven't used yet. But it makes some intuitive sense now. Because it used to be before there was this like color amount thing. You could like turn on and off color, and like I had no fucking clue what that did in the slightest. Also this frequency thing. But now I'm like, oh, okay, this is just like an EQ filter that you apply to the thing before. It's just a built-in EQ, I guess, but it has stupid names for all the knobs. I still don't know what frequency does. What does this do? Oh, amount high. Okay. So everything makes sense now, which is cool. Wish we sample were cooked so I could use that in a song. Yeah, didn't change the saturator interface. I like to think that if Hendrix was reborn and shown both the guitar and Ableton, you would choose maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's certainly like a magic in the like physicality aspect of playing an instrument, you know, like being able to immediately with a minimum amount of time translate idea from brain into sound. Like I think that's something innate in like, you know, physical instruments or physical interfaces for instruments that you can't quite capture with, you know, meticulously noodling with automation and, you know, tweaking presets and stuff like that. New auto-tune has a polyphonic MIDI input. Use it for my live show. Oh, sick. Auto shift. Yeah, I've not. I don't even know what it's really capable of. I'm sure he would make beats though. Jimi Hendrix, yeah. Or Jimi Hendrix would have just gotten sucked into brain rot YouTube content and not actually practice the skill for, you know, hours and hours and hours every single day. Because it's extremely easy to do that now. Like, I wonder how many people like aren't gonna amount to anything because of like internet addiction or being, you know, fed iPad as a baby. We're so cooked. Like in so many different like dimensions. There's so many different ways, and now we're cooked. I think the biggest thing really is just the education system. I think the education system is absolutely irrevocably fucked and is going to continue to get fucked. Like you can't fail kids in school anymore. They all pass regardless. Like the like average reading level of like everyone since basically COVID has like plummeted by like 5 grades, something outrageous. Everyone's using ChatGPT to cheat, and it's getting more and more difficult for teachers to catch cheaters. They're not learning any sort of analysis or reading comprehension like whatsoever. Yeah, I definitely am not feeling great about future children. That's for sure. If I were to have kids, I would not give them a phone until they're like, I guess like 15 probably, because that's around when I got a phone. And when I got a phone, it was like basically as capable, but there wasn't like TikTok and shit. I don't know. I also think it's really important. Stay the fuck away from short form video content like TikTok and Reels and whatever, YouTube Shorts and stuff like that. Because like you don't even remember it. It just goes like right through your brain. It just fucking sucks. It just shoots dopamine into you and then just leaves, and then you don't even have a memory of what's going on, and then it's been hours later. Like, this shit is so bad for like society, honestly. I don't know why I'm talking about that now. I'm just on a roll. I'm just going. 13-year-old kid will get bullied if they don't have a phone. Sucks to suck. I don't know. That No Child Left Behind thing, yeah, started when I was a kid, same. And then even back then it was like, this is because you can't read and write, it's supposed to be allowed to pass. Yeah, but the thing, now it's like an epidemic, now it's the norm. Or I don't even know about the norm. I don't know, it's just a massive proportion. At least like, I doom, okay, this is another, like, because I keep talking about fucking doom scrolling on like Reddit and useless stuff, but the teachers subreddit will like absolutely black pill you like nothing else. Like, they are fucked. It is so bad. We need like an entire overhaul. No, what we need to like double or like triple the amount of teachers that there are, so we can have classroom sizes that are like less than 45 kids each, and then also start failing people and then having like remedial classes or whatever to properly like teach them and shit like that, and change school administration processes so that, you know, children are actually punished if someone's like you can actually get expelled if you like cause fights and shit like that, because basically they don't do anything. Someone can disrupt an entire class for 40 other kids and nothing is done whatsoever. I don't think we should judge kids harder. I don't get how kids get kicked out of schools. Well, they don't get kicked out of school. That's the problem. Because, or at least like sent to, you know, like some other program, they get kept there. So if you're keeping your head down and actually trying to learn and do shit, but 40% of your class just fucks around and does nothing, you're not going to learn anything, because like one, like the culture of like learning is fucked. And then like it's disruptive, and you're not going to be able to get shit done because the teacher can't manage teaching 45 students, because also the teachers are underpaid and they don't really give a fuck anymore about trying anything, right? Like it's a difficult fucking job, and they get paid absolute shit, so no one's doing it, and the people that are staying are all apathetic. It's just broken on so many levels. Usually to pass time when there's awareness that there's nothing else to be done, like using phone, like you're being neglected and isolated. I assume you mean like short form content and stuff like that, which, like, yeah, but even in that case I think it's bad, because like what would you be doing otherwise? If like the other day I ate lunch, I ate a meal without watching YouTube, without doing anything. I just ate the food and just thought with my brain just open. I just let ideas run. And I while doing that, I had like several revelations about like sound design and like things that I should like do in my music, or I can't remember exactly what I thought about, but I remember distinctly thinking like, wow, that was actually extremely productive, where I just didn't do anything and I just let my brain think. Like I that's something, we don't have that anymore. Like what the fuck? Like people don't even know how to think anymore. I think that's also a problem, is like the learned helplessness of like the younger generation, because everything that you'd want to do, you can just ask like ChatGPT or ask someone else to do it. I don't know. That's just like a common like complaint that I see regarding like education and stuff, at least on like the teaching forums and stuff like that. I think we should judge. Okay, neglect and isolated. We should start paying teachers so they can feed themselves and be excited to raise the future. Exactly. Exactly. I don't know about the cool school system where there are 20 kids in a class until they're 15. Okay, maybe you live somewhere where it's more decent. No, the thing is, I can't eat without YouTube, but I did it once and it was incredible. It was like a fucking alcoholic going sober for a second and not feeling like shit. I was like, whoa, there's utility in getting off of the internet. Who would have thought? Which is why I'm gonna try to be more committed to staying the fuck off of the internet. Being a good teacher is hard as fuck. Yeah, it's I mean, you're not incentivized to be a good teacher at all. You're incentivized to dissociate and pass everyone. If you fail students or like discipline them, administration barks up your ass and then you're threatened or fired. Because everyone, you need to have a high passing rate, because administration needs to have a high passing rate for the school, because if students are failing, that means the school isn't doing good. The thing is, if you pass everyone, then the school's doing even worse, because then those kids are going to college. Like right now, colleges are getting fucked, because now colleges are getting the kids from 4 years ago who didn't learn anything for, you know, a year and a half, 2 years in COVID. And so now, like, it's gonna ripple throughout society. Like right now, the current generation of college students are like vastly unprepared, or I don't know, mostly like cheating and shit. And then we're gonna start seeing that in all branches of society or whatever, that they can get jobs, internships, and stuff like that. Download cold turkey, just block the internet for 22 hours a day. Yeah, I guess I should look into that. That would probably be useful to some degree. So I feel like I would just like disable the thing after like 20 minutes. But I'm all worked up right now, so maybe I can use this as like motivation to fucking quit, or like reassess and establish more healthy boundaries in regards to content. I mean, at the very least, I'm for sure going to start tuning the fuck out of like political stuff, which like may or may not be good, because I guess like if everyone tunes out, then like, you know, definitely nothing good will happen, because then there's like no activism or whatever. But fuck it, I'm selfish and I care about my own like mental health. So remote, so you can't ever change the settings. Oh, that's pretty big. But then what if I get into the rare, unique situation that doesn't ever really happen, where I need to use the internet? I gotta plan for the worst case scenario that probably won't happen, because really enabling myself. I think we can all eat without YouTube. Like, it doesn't take that much time to eat. I don't think that's something you gotta like incrementally do, like you're quitting like I don't know. That one I think we can that should be our first step for slowing down internet usage. Is just eating food without internet. I think that would be a good first step. I think it's more doable than we think. Okay, this one I'll do the little volume thing every time. And then also I don't like how bright it is. Of course not. I do not count. I just don't count. I don't have an argument for why, but it doesn't count. I mean, unironically, yeah, I would like to think that my content is at least decent, because yeah, you're probably learning something and you're engaging in a hobby that you're interested in, rather than like something that you don't actually care that much for but just gives you dopamine, and so you just kind of do it out of force of habit, you know, something that doesn't like enrich or like, I don't know. Like, if I'm going to spend a bunch of time on YouTube, I would prefer it to be, you know, like learning like music theory or something, or listening. Well, I guess listening to music doesn't count as like YouTube or whatever. Something at the very least. Like, I think it's very easy to get caught in the trap of, well, it's educational. It's like, but it's like edutainment or whatever, where you're not really learning anything long term by watching it, but you get the feeling that you're learning something, you know? And so I guess like specializing or being conscious of the type of stuff that you're consuming when you consume content is probably pretty good. All that is to say that my content is super good. does that drop out? What's up, man? Oh, it's just super fucking quiet. What if we just like clip you? I mean, that kind of works. Like something. Let's do that for the breaks. Yeah. If you ever click on clickbait, you need to like punish yourself, I think. Like, I mean, I see someone doing the like kind of face, and like there is a part of my brain that's like, yeah, click it. But like you can't do that. You can't be doing that. Don't feed into that beast. Yeah. Maybe a delay here. I don't know if I should have the thing come in here. Like, I already do that over here. It doesn't feel natural. It feels forced. It feels like I'm out of ideas. And I think it feels that way because I am out of ideas. All right, I'm gonna get water because I've been yapping this whole fucking time and I'm fucking dehydrated. Gotta say, what was cool is I went to the bathroom and I could hear through my walls that there's a bunch of like low mid sub bullshit coming from this guy. Like, oh, there's like I'm mixing by just like being in other parts of my house because I guess like room modes and shit. Now I wonder, can we make? No. I was gonna say, like, maybe I've kind of tried making the sub base follow this pattern, but it's all like C. Like that shit ain't gonna work. It's like we got. Which I don't know. Maybe there's something better there. I think that's better. We need a new thing here. New thing. We can just like glitch this guy out like a fucking bajillion times. We go blah, blah, and then we go blah, blah, blah. That I did the same thing over again. We'll take that and we'll copy paste that guy over, and then I could go like that, and then I could go like, and then I can take that and then do that, and then it's like, okay, that was not it. That wasn't it. That was not it at all. Well, I think there's like something useful that I can do there with like filtering at the same time. Go pop, pop, da 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 da. And we can take auto filter. Auto filter. I hardly even. I just met her. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Leaky. I'm not sure why you're congratulating me, but I will accept graciously. Bro, low pass filters are so good. You could like, I'm just moving a filter around and it sounds like a whole other sound. I do remember when I first discovered that like low pass filter make wub was like when my sound design upgraded like substantially. I was like, oh, I just have to automate this to move around and it sounds great. There's not that much more to it. What is my favorite processing technique for transforming acoustic samples? I've thought a lot about audio recordings versus synth. It really depends on, I guess, the type of sound, like processing in terms of, just transforming it. I mean, I don't know, if I want to like glitch stuff out, then I just like fucking go crazy. Like, mostly transposing things, applying extreme compression, stretching things out, consolidating, transposing again, applying different warping algorithms, glitching it, stuff like that. So like if we were to find, I don't know, let's go digging. Let's just type in acoustic. Maybe there's something cool there. Ambient and noise mixed genre, whatever this is. Who are you? I don't like that. I mean, that's kind of cool. All right, so like let's take something like this. Like this is super, super quiet and really dynamic, right? It's also an 8-minute long song, apparently. Who would have fucking thought? Okay, it has to load. It's all gonna load, but while it's loading, I already kind of know what I'm gonna do. I'm just like gonna take Flatline, which is like an excessive multiband compression preset, similar to OTT, but better, I think. Then you can take like auto filters or something, and then we can please finish loading. God damn, I should have picked a different sample. I don't know. Right there. Okay. So that's with it off, and then with it on. And then delays are good. I do have one of my like go-to effects that I use all the time is the stereo filter swap delay rack, which I have a video on it. It's called like the power of swapping or some shit. have been experimenting a little bit with Roar and like playing around with like multiband, and then like playing around with like having a slight bias so that there's like asymmetrical distortion on different frequency bands, and you can get like some pretty interesting crunchy sounds. I mean, that's pretty terrifying. I guess this isn't the greatest thing. It's more like ambient, spooky stuff. You take, I don't know, said specifically acoustic samples. Do I even have that many acoustic samples? Let's find a guitar. As for you, this guy. Oh Jesus. I mean, that's you get the picture. I mean, that just turns into like some spooky fucking ambient thing. What's up, Exxon? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of experimenting and rambling about the state of humanity. It's been a vibe. Those sounds that can only be realistically be achieved through synthesis and same for samples, but hard to know which approach to take sometimes. Yeah, I am a big fan of resampling and samples, because I think like the sounds that you can make with synthesis are typically like, I don't know, you can kind of expect it. You can make the most unexpected and weird and never before made sounds by mangling and warping samples. Right? I would say personally, I learned the best. I mean, I think this is the case for everyone. I learned the best from experimenting and just getting hands-on. So like, I feel like I've messed around with warping algorithms so much that like I pretty much know exactly what to expect from different warping algorithms. And then when you know at least how warping algorithms work, then you can start iterating on them and applying them in a series to get different sounds that you want. Also, after a certain point of iterative processing, you're only really left with the sound of the process itself. Source kind of doesn't matter. It matters to an extent. It like kind of gives you like a, I guess like a domain of sounds that have like that specific timbre. But I mean, yeah, it is. I do see what you're saying. I guess the type of processing really matters. I don't know. I do also like glitch generators and stuff like that. Like I always use the Foreman glitch generator, which is just like a sampler that just spits out random arpeggiated shit. And then you can just chuck a sample in there and it'll glitch it in all sorts of different ways constantly. And so eventually you'll get like combinations that you would never ever think of normally doing yourself, right? Like I could take these guys, take those guys and chuck them in this thing. And then this thing, you know, it's going to transpose it up 24 semitones and then apply like Foreman filters to it or something, right? So you sound like this. And you can get really, really cool shit out of just that. And, you know, this can apply to anything. Now, in this case, the original sound source was synthesized, but then you can apply warping and stuff. Yeah, a source is like a seed, exactly. And that source can be synthesized. It can be an acoustic recording, it could be your voice, it could be a synthesized thing, it could be a single sine wave, it could be anything. And I think it's really important to like specialize or just get really good at transforming sounds, because there's kind of a limited number of sources to begin with. Like, I don't know, it's all processing at the end of the day, with the exception of like, you know, what type of wavetable you're using for synthesis or something, right? These are pretty good actually. I might save them. I guess you're all the way down here. We can record this. Yeah. I'll find it. Here, I'll find it real quick. I know I have it linked in one of my YouTube videos. It's in my second YouTube video, I think, I've ever made. Which, my second YouTube video literally just explains how to build this, which is pretty straightforward. I think you can just see it. We have a stack of notes, MIDI notes, an arpeggiator on random, a sampler on slice mode, and then a formant filter, and then a bunch of LFOs tweaking parameters of the formant filter and the transposition knob, right? So you don't really need to watch that YouTube video. But yeah, here, wait, no, I almost linked the YouTube video. I don't want to do that. I want to link this guy. Wait, does that link work? There we go. There we go. It is done. Anyways, these sounds are kind of cool. There's like one kind of like that. That one's really good. Anyway, let's see if we can use that in the song. Right, I'm supposed to be making music right now. Oh yeah, I want cool is there in the background. Yeah, no, it's cracked. And I mean, you can use it for any processing. So like, that's why getting good at processing and resampling is super important, because specifically with processing and resampling, you can apply randomness to every aspect of your processing and resampling, and then apply it on literally any single other sound. And then you can create generative racks out of anything. So like this specific thing with the formant filter is only like one of infinite variations of things you can do. Oh, something that I was playing around with somewhat recently is you can frequency modulate any sound with delays, because you know, if you change the time of a delay, you're gonna repitch it. Now it's not like 100% perfect. There is why'd you crash? I just opened an LFO. That was like the least suspect device to open up, man. I can't, dude. Nothing goes right. We're electing a fascist. Ableton's crashing on me for opening an LFO. Oh God. I was so positive. Now here we are. Yes, please do recover all that work. I would like that recovered. Thank you. And delays are super slept on. That was also like a big like level up point for me, was realizing that just like tweaking the delay time knob, you can get really cool sounds. Used to be like a common trend where I would have like on my group of like chords and sound design and stuff, I would have a delay on it, and then I would just like turn up the dry wet and then do some little automation on the time delay and then close it, and then you could get cool, I don't know, pitch bendy, time warpy, like vinyl scratching kind of stuff. At least we have each other though, and there we go. Exactly. It's, you know, it's collective suffering. Like collective suffering, kind of fun sometimes. It's a little slept on. I remember going to a music festival, Sonic Bloom, like 2 years ago, and we were hit with like crazy lightning storms and thunderstorms. Oh, I bet every single one of my spellbook devices broke. I bet that happened. And so we were hit with like, you know, like 70-mile-per-hour winds, like horizontal. Yep, it all broke. So cool. Here, let's delete you, Manzi. And then it fixes itself. Okay, there we go. I like it when things play nice. Oh, all the LFOs broke. Oh man, I love Ableton. I like how it breaks everything. It's really quirky and neat in the way that it does the things that I really did not expect it to do. But it's doing it somewhat consistently too, which is great. So where the fuck else do I have any devices that involve mapping something? Somewhere, I'm sure. my dynamics generator. Am I using you at all? I'm not. Yeah, let's just delete that. Let's just start deleting shit that might contribute to Ableton crashing. I'm a little traumatized. Anyways, I was talking about Sonic Bloom Music Festival. We were hit with like crazy fucking lightning storms, and literally everyone's campsite got completely destroyed, and we were all suffering. But we were suffering together. It was a communal experience. We all grew a little bit in the process, you know. So I think we're gonna have a lot of growing, a lot of communal experiences that we're gonna be having in the next. I was gonna say 4 years, but let's be realistic. It's kind of for the rest of our lives. It's not gonna end in 4 years. It's just the way it is, and it's not like it started today or yesterday either. We're just in denial. Like this shit's been ongoing, you know. I think I just had too big of a high on copium. I like this breakdown is kind of Detox Unit inspired, I feel like. Maybe I can make it longer. That doesn't work there, that's kind of cool. It's like kind of perfectly complementing most of the sounds there. Oh, I have like a delay or some shit. Yeah, you're not good there. Don't do that. It's kind of fun. Okay, the filtering is kind of call and responding with this shit. I can get with it. I think that's kind of fun. I think that kind of work. All right, let's run it back a little bit. Now listen to my big boy speakers. I'm gonna get more water. Okay. I'm pretty happy with the changes that I made to the last section. I think that's good. I think, and this might just be because I've been listening to this too much, I think I need to change up the offbeat chord pattern, because like this is the main, I mean this is the whole, or like the texture, the timbre of this. Like it's just kind of ongoing the whole fucking time. And I feel like maybe in the very beginning I can like make it a different synth and then transform it into this guy over here, because I feel like when it comes in over here it's great. Because like basically I'm introducing all these ideas and then I add a bunch of layers to the already existing ideas over here. It's not that much of a switch up. This section over here is a much greater switch up. This is fine. I think it's fine. I think the song is fine. I think the intro is kind of weak, but otherwise we got like I don't know, 130 minus 430, 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes of music. I still need an outro. I think that's pretty good. I think that's fine. Okay, we can work on something else now. Maybe something from scratch, because I don't think I've been really fucking with anything else I've been making lately. So, yeah, let's do something from scratch. Let's try. Actually, try to do something. Oh boy. Now we can. I don't know what we can do. I could try doing another like microtonal thing, and play around in a different scale. I don't know what scale I would play around in though. I don't know. Trying to remember. I made a thing the other day, and I was using an interesting scale that spanned 2 octaves instead of one. It is in 17 equal temperament, but I don't remember what that scale was. Didn't save any of the information. It was a little silly. Okay, okay. Let's start with. I should have saved the drums from the last song because the drums in that song were honestly fucking great. So my cat, all right, my cat wants to go outside, so I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna let her out. In the meantime, I'll play the thing I was just talking about. That's fun. That's a little cute thing. So I guess we can. Now I'm feeling all inspired. Let's make something similar to that. Let's grab a tuning. 17 EDO. Oh boy. And then I guess we can take a wavetable or something. Let me just make a 4-bar thing right now. 17. So let's think. What I wrote a Python script actually recently, which can it'll generate all of the available like scales that follow a certain structure. They're called moments of symmetry, where no, that's not it. That's not it. Python code, music theory, MOS scales. And so I think this is set up. Yeah, it's set to 17 equal temperament. And then yeah, we're gonna generate all the scales. Okay, so this is basically our fifth. So if we use, essentially, it generates scales using generators, which is by like it stacks certain intervals, and then if it finds a scale that fits a certain criteria, meaning it is composed entirely of large steps and small steps. So it'll, like, for instance, if you stack a perfect fifth on a 7 on a 12 tone equal temperament scale, you will after 5 iterations, you will generate a scale with two small steps and 3 large steps, which is the pentatonic scale. And since that is composed of only small and large steps, then you could say, okay, this fits our criterion as a moment of symmetry. And as a result, it has certain qualities that are especially useful for like writing melodies and harmonic progression and stuff like that, that fits along with Western music theory. You can like you're basically generalizing music theory that applies the diatonic scales into any other scale. And so this here uses a perfect fifth, or in this case, a perfect fourth, right? This is just like, this is about 500 cents. And either a perfect fourth or a perfect fifth, which a perfect fourth is the inversion of a fifth. Both of those will generate the same thing. And in this case, if you stack a fifth here, you can get 2 small and 5 large, or 5 large, 2 small, which is a diatonic scale. So this here will generate, using this interval, we get here pentatonic scale. Then we can also get the other scale, right? Super cool. And then now if you used other intervals as a generator, for instance, if we use our major third, which this is a close approximation to a major third, we get a 3 large, 4 small scale. And we can also get a 10 note scale. This one's fucking weird. So like we can play around with this or something. I don't know. Will it sound good? I don't know. But since we're using a major third as a generator here, basically every single interval except for the very last interval, which is, you know, like the diminished note or whatever, will have a major third in it. So there's that symmetry, you know, that has like certain harmonic qualities and stuff like that. So this is a 7 large, 3 small scale. As it starts off small, right? Small, and then large, and then large, and then small, large. That doesn't add up. Doesn't add up at all. No, I messed up. That's small, that's large. Okay. So we got, we're doing this again. So we got small, large, large, small, large, large, small, large, large, large. Okay. This is our scale. Oh boy. And then since there's 10 notes, and this is an asymmetric thing, there's 10 modes, right? So each of these different modes can have potentially different qualities and stuff. Oh boy. So if we take, I guess if we shift this whole thing down, I don't know. Anyways, let's just try writing in this. This is theoretically like the darkest mode. Now this doesn't have a perfect fifth on this note. Makes me think if we take all these notes, shift it down. This is a different mode. This one does have a perfect fifth. Let's make this like F. I'm doing here, man. Here's another idea. I don't know how the fuck to write music. We could take this set of notes that I said should theoretically have interesting harmonic properties. We can just put an arpeggiator in it, and then make it spit out notes, and then we can write in that. Maybe that'll work. I don't fucking know. This sucks. This is terrible. Do that, and we go bop, 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 bop. No, you're not supposed to do that. Why do you delete everything? Okay, there we go. We take this, put that here, turn off the arpeggiator. Why does it do that? Why do you do that? Okay, what's happening, man? I spent so much effort trying to like reshuffle everything around, and then I deleted everything? I'm so confused. No, no, no. Okay, fuck it. That is our melody, and then we're gonna warp it, okay? So operator instead, because this shit sucks. Sounds kind of piratey. Like, is it just me, or does that sound like piratey? Sounds like that of a pirate. Why does it sound piratey? Anyways, okay, we need drums. Let's just grab some fucking, I don't know. Let's just keep going. No, no, I don't want that. Don't want that. I think we can just do something like that. Use the rising and lowering intervals. No. Yeah, it's like the contour, I suppose. That last bit sucks, but it is what it is. Alright, I suck at writing melodies, so let's just... I'm decent at drums. So if we add drums, then maybe they'll give context to the melody, and it'll be different. It's way better. Okay, it's a better concept. Now let's find. Okay, that's terrible now. And then let's get Roar. Make it crunchy. We can take this. Where are the subs? Lower this by let's get more drums. When in doubt, I don't know, just like random drum break samples. Oops, drums. Give me something. Give me something to work with. Come on. Come Okay, let's make chords. Do I don't know, man. I'm just gonna keep. I was gonna keep doing things until it sounds good. That's. I mean, that's. I think how you're supposed to go about it. Samurai Jack was turned into a chicken. I don't remember that episode. So I was real little when I watched Samurai Jack. It sounds so off. Let's turn this into a breakdown. I think when I have like some semblance of an idea like regarding a breakdown and build up, it'll like slap more because it'll be like, oh, payoff, resolution, I don't know. And then we can duplicate this whole thing here, and then we can duplicate this base here. Then we can put the sine compression base thing from frequent tutorial here, and then we can take EQ8 and take that, do that, and let's randomize these guys. That doesn't sound good. Let's do the usual thing I do. Let's take a spell book. Oh wait. I have better things for this. Called it Lumper Base V3. This makes me think. The song sounds like Jade Cicada song. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the Jade Cicada fucking Eminem flip right now. Yeah, big time. Let's take you. Oh, right now we're in pigments, so we need to make this being 17 EDO, I think. How to best do that. Then we just turn on micro tuning here. Maybe I can just do enable MPE. Grab micro tuner. Don't crash. Don't do it. Okay. And then set this to 17. Just mirrors. Sounds like shit. Sounds totally off. How the fuck does pigments work? Maybe the microtuner MPE thing doesn't map correctly. I don't know. Can we just take all of these, put it onto this, have this guy here, put that onto this. I just don't want to have that like I just don't want to have the little ending bit. Yeah, like the transients fucking suck, dude. What if we stab it? I hate it. It's not working. Okay, this is terrible. I might give up on this soon. Wider do we are cooked. We are cooked. Why are we doing the thing? For sure. Do like a call and response thing. We'll have a duplicate over here doing the other sounds. And this guy will, I don't know, have an overtone. We just start. Yeah. That sounds like the episode, bro. Samurai Jack is at the docks. Bumps into an angry witch, gets chickenized, has to fight random animals in underground. Whoa. Whoa, that gave me like a crazy flashback. Hold on, I have to know what a chicken looks like. Samurai Jack. Chicken. Okay. I think I've seen this episode before. I don't know, that just gave me like the weirdest like nostalgia memory jog thing. I don't know, man. Yeah, this thing's still. I'm not a fan of this. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do? I want this guy to be super wide. We already have a wider on it. We're gonna be like absurdly wide. Alright, maybe not that wide. I'm sorry. Okay. This makes a little bit more sense, I think. This is like more groovy, right? Let's what do oh, I know what we can do. Here, let's record out from all the chords and melody. Here we go. We're just gonna record everything from the chords and melody right now. I'm gonna mute this guy. Okay, there's a bunch of shit here. Now we take the form and glitch generator. Hear me out. And then we chuck this in there, and then we pray. And then we pray. Horn sound is lovely, by the way. Thanks. Yeah. Wait. What is it? It's just an FM thing. I've been big on FM lately. I've been using a lot of FM. It's like my current habit. You know how like Frequent talks about this a lot. Like everything that we do when we produce is just like a collection of our habits, or like most recent frequent habits or whatever. Yeah. All right. Let's see what we get from this thing. I said, let's see what we get from this thing. It is called the lunch pail, yeah. I couldn't think of a better name. And it's stuck, yeah. Oh yeah, feel free to I give feedback pretty regularly in the sound design shindig, so feel free to submit a thing there. If anyone wants feedback right now, I do feedback, so feel free to join the Discord and drop a thing in there. Oh, it's oh shit, a bunch of people joined. Okay. This has been a popular stream. It's just because I said we're cooked. Just because we're cooked. We need more. Apparently, fascism is good for the algorithm. Who would have thought? Yeah, I think there's something good here. And let's make more sounds. More sounds. Pretty please. Yes, you can, I think. On like Wavetable, the synthesizer, yeah. Yeah, I found the best things on the algorithm, for at least me, is like sometimes I'll put gibberish in the titles. Like I'll use the like Zalgo text generator thing, and then it gets like 10 times as many views. I don't know. Anyways, let's here, let's take another thing. Let's chuck this guy in here. And then we can, I don't know, we can go through and just be like, duplicate everything over. And then we start adding some like that's kind of cool. I like that. I'm a fan. What's up, Kilatofu? I haven't seen you here in a while. I feel like I definitely recognize that name. Here, let's just let bloom on this and then percussion loop smash it. No, that's too smashed, man. That ain't it. You know what we can do? We can just throw shit on the master and then that'll make it sound better. Not trap master. I like to use the smiling curve one. Now let's make a riser out of all the shit. Yeah, let's just do that, and then let's flatline. And then let's get an erosion. Put you on sine mode, and then we'll just frequency sweep. That's cool too. That is super cool. Can we put you in this section? Probably not. We need to put this guy in another section. I'll put him over here. Turn off the erosion over here. All right, and then over here we'll warp it more. And then there needs to be a change up in the baseline or something. I don't know, add more weird sounds. Also, actually, this turning super saw-like is not the move, so I don't know what to do. With this guy, we could change you to harmonics. You know, Rick Ross Maybach music sample, but I just started utilizing erosion. Yeah, no, erosion kind of crack. It is overused for sure. You need to like figure out like just the right amount to apply, but when you do, it's magic. Oh, okay. Warping this sound sucks. I guess because warping adds even harmonics. And this is exclusively... Is this only odd harmonics? It's looking like it. No, maybe not. I can't tell. Turns out, applying an FFT to a waveform just with your eyes is fucking difficult. Alright, let's see if we can like make a variation real quick on this guy. Can we just like... Wait, no, not that guy. Yeah, no, this just needs to stay at 0, I think, the whole time. Close my cabinets, like groups and stuff? Yeah, no, I don't really do that. I mean, I'll like Alt. If I get lost, then I can like, you know, you hit Alt and then close them, then you can open all of them and try to find your thing. But yeah, I generally don't color code. Sometimes I'll color code some things if it starts getting needlessly complicated, or if I have like one tiny like, let's say in here I have like this guy is like substantially different, then I might color code it to be a little bit different or something. But I tend to just try to remember everything, which may or may not be a good thing. Here, let's make this twice as long. And let's add some like counterpoint melody, maybe. That might be good. Maybe. Who knows? Also, wait. Offbeat chord. No more delay when the drop hits. Let's also apply envelope 2 to the filler. Okay, and then I said I was gonna do some counterpoint bullshit. Where did I start that? Probably this. Yeah, I just copied this guy over. Let's make another thing. Counterpoint bullshit. And then we take you, put you there. Now let's delete all the nodes we ain't gonna be using. Do I still have... I don't have the whole scale. What's up with that? I want the scale. Thank you. We'll just solo this thing. Okay, so we have our scale. Super fun. Mute all of that shit. Make that silent. Right, and then we fold this. I don't know. I started this in the wrong thing. That's great. We take a wave toggle. Where? Hey, why aren't you playing sound? That was weird. That was very weird. Okay, we're folded. I guess we should move that down an octave, mute it. Hear me out. Move that down an octave. And then let's start. I guess I didn't need to do the octave moving. Maybe make the baseline do this thing now? Or make parts of the baseline do that thing now? Maybe just no layer over here. Dropped a jump up drum and bass track and feedback. Boy. Alright, let's beep it. Let's beep it.
Summer job your life's hardly over.
I don't live in a 2-story house on Maple Street. My dad doesn't earn 6 figures. Hell, he isn't even around.
God, here comes the Oliver Twist routine.
Mortgage, college tuition. You know, they're real things, Nancy. Things that you don't care about only because you don't have
I
to.
didn't realize I lived in a bubble.
Well, you do. You want everything handed to you on a silver platter.
Well, then I guess we just don't understand each other anymore.
Hi.
Yeah.
My first impression is it's very, very shrill. I mean, I know that's kind of the point of like jump up drum and bass. Well, okay, to begin with, I don't really recognize what this like quote little thing is from, so I guess I lack any like kind of context or emotional attachment to it, but I just don't really understand. I'm not really attached to this intro. I feel like a more musical intro as opposed to sampling something and then immediately jumping into this. I feel like you can do something more interesting in regards to like build-ups and building tension and like trying to get like I think you can make this drop pay off a lot more than what you have going on right now, at least towards trying to like the intro feels relatively lazy relative to the rest of the track, from my subjective opinion. Just as a general reminder, you know, feedback is all inherently subjective. Yeah, hold on, let me
I
go back.
just don't understand.
Hi.
And I don't know. I think the sound design, personally, I mean, again, I don't really like jump up drum and bass all that much. I am biased against like this genre, so keep that in mind. But the sound design is like, at the very least, I think you could put a Fletcher Munson EQ curve on the screechy thing. But I feel like it going from like 0 to 100% with the screechy bass is a lot. Maybe if it started off with the bass being like lower in pitch, or at least not having such a high FM carrier sound, that could like warm me into it, and I could be like, oh, this is what the idea is. Then once I get into it, then you introduce the screechy part, because the screechy part is like max intensity, right? Because that like shit, it's screeching, and like it hurts your ears, quote unquote. But like it can be cool if, you know, the energy is built up to it when it's like warranted. But it jumping straight into that, in my opinion, doesn't quite work out. I think you could build to that in terms of like songwriting and structuring, but I also think the sound design is very staccato the entire time. You know, it's like very like yeah, I suppose it also feels a little bit thin. You could like work on layering and stuff like that because it feels like something that's like an octave. You could layer something an octave below it, turn down the high thing a bunch, layer a bass an octave below it, and then like mix those two together. But I think also in terms of like thinness, it's very staccato in terms of the attack is very punchy. Like it's cutting in and out constantly, as opposed to one long note that's like pulsing, giving you bass, giving you feel. This is just like punch, 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 punch. And it's like it feels kind of like hardcore music, I feel like, but it's got like the drum and bass pattern underneath it. I think also there's like the percussion is just the kick and the snare for the most part. And if there was like a writing like 16th note or whatever, or some sort of like drum and bass groove on top of that. I mean, maybe you introduce that later. I've only been like 15 seconds in your drop and I'm like dissecting it. But it feels like everything's like punctuating constantly, where I want to have more of like a writable groove to follow. If that, I hope that makes sense. I don't know. I want to hear more layers. I mean, I can hear the bass patch, the like wobbling, you know, tremolo kind of sound, and then there's that like kind of chord thing that's pressing on every downbeat. But I want to hear, I don't know, more background stuff, pads and stuff like that. Yeah, something like that. I mean, again, I generally don't make or like drum and bass all that much either. So, yeah. And I feel like it's generally the same, like 8-bar idea. So far, it's just like the same 8-bar idea repeating. I want to hear at this point. I want to hear something like a switch up. But it's just kind of like the same thing, but you're changing the bass patch. Maybe change the MIDI, introduce new elements. I think it just really needs new elements and new layers. Like I think this would be much more satisfying to me if there's just more shit for me to lock onto, like a drum groove or whatever, or like a bass line. But right now it's like every single thing is, they're all playing the exact same note at every single point, so they all blend together. So really, in my ears, there's 3 things. There's a kick, there's a snare, and then there's that one note that has a bunch of, that is everything layered together. Yeah, so I would, if you want to like expand on this, what I would do is I would add more percussion layers, add some switch ups, make it less staccato the entire time. That could be like a subjective thing. I think I just don't really like how that sounds, and I would change the bass patch to be less screechy. But also that's the point of jump up drum and bass, from what I remember when I used to listen to it. So maybe don't change the screechy thing unless, I don't know. I personally don't like the screechiness of it. It hurts my ears, but that's just me. I know some people like jump up and people like rhythm and shit like that, so maybe dismiss that, but yeah, I just want, I don't know, personally, I guess the drum and bass that I really like is a lot more minimal, in that there's like 1 or 2 like notes or elements that ring out, and then there's just like interesting grooves and stuff like that going. This is like, I would find it difficult to dance to this other than like trying to headbang to it, but you shouldn't be headbanging to something at like 180 BPM. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, word. Yeah, it's pretty much just that throughout the thing. Yeah, like you need and it needs variety. It can't just be like one of either thing. Like if you had done the exact opposite and it was just a constant droning thing the entire time, that was just playing those same notes, but it was just legato the entire time, I would probably say the exact same thing about the opposite. I'm just like, okay, it's just this wall of thing happening, you know? So like trying to mix that up would I think be good. Yeah. Yeah. No worries. Thanks for submitting the song. Okay, we got one more thing by XN. Let's go. I think there should be more mids. It feels kind of thin in that like it's mostly just high end percussion and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe it's like super compressed or something. I feel like it's lacking a little bit of depth, and I think that depth might just be lacking like low mid frequencies. So maybe that would just like add some harmonics to the sub bass. This is sick though. I love the sound design. I think the kind of sounds could be more centered. They're like super wide, and it feels like wide almost to an unnatural degree. And then yeah, I think overall. Oh, and I think the OWAO sounds can also be turned down a little bit. I think they're a little bit sharp considering they're all in like 1 to 5 kilohertz frequencies. And then yeah, I'm consistent with my claim that you need more low mids. The mix overall feels unbalanced to the high end just a little bit. This is sick though. I think these guys can also be a little bit more centered. Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, I think I mean, this could be a subjective thing. The sounds that are like centered in the mids, but then the high end has that wide erosion. Like it sounds like you're using erosion with the wide noise setting on, something like that. It feels unnatural because then like the frequency content of the thing is in the center, but then the high end frequency or like the mids or whatever in the center, and then the high end are all the way panned to the left, which like sounds don't normally sound like that typically. Like I want each sound should have its own place in the mix, and if that sound is wide, then it's wide. But if it's like the central, okay, it doesn't have to be every single sound, but the central like main bass elements, I think, should generally be centered. It should sound like one cohesive thing. You can have interesting sound design, like ear candy stuff, I think, doing what you're doing. But as the main central element, it's like my focus on it is going like, it's like I'm like drifting I don't know. It's kind of hard to articulate, I suppose, but I think they should be centered more. Yeah, or if you're gonna pan them to the side, then be ballsy and commit to having the whole sound pan to one side. Something like that. Yeah. And then I feel like the ending there, it's like a 16 bar loop, and you ended it on like the 12th bar, which just felt a little bit weird. I don't know if maybe I lost count or something. But super sick, really fucking cool call and response. High pass wider. Okay. I hear you. Okay, wait, I totally haven't read the chat at all for a second. Okay, you said you're overdoing it on the highs recently. Yeah, now you overfocus on them. Classic. I do that too. I've been stuck on Shatterbox for a decade. A decade. Nice. Talking sounds like cool noises. Shatterbox. It's a Tipper EP. One of the wrong person. Arrangement is interesting. Keeps the listener engaged. Yeah, the arrangement's fucking sick. The call and response, the sound design overall, just the songwriting. I would be losing my shit if I heard that at a show. I would say my main critiques there is some of the out sounds are like too much 5 kilohertz-ish, 2 to 4, 2 to 5 kilohertz. The overall mix is too bright and lacking mids. So like that could be something you could probably fix on the master, or at least like remedy to some degree on the master, just with, you know, like a high shelf EQ by like a little bit, and then, you know, like boosting the mids by a little bit. And centering some of the sounds. I wasn't fond of how some of your main central bass elements are moving in stereo space. I feel like you want them front and center. I want to feel that sound. I don't want to chase that sound around. I want to be hit with it, you know? Yeah, those are my comments. Great track. It sounds very close to finished, for sure. Yeah, and no complaints other than those little mixing details. Great stuff. That was super cool. All right. I'll peep one more track from Todd Tokashiki, which is Kill a Tofu. We'll peep this for a second. That Rhythm / Tear Out. I think you'll like this better. The problem is I hate Rhythm, probably more than Jump Up. So we'll see how I feel about this, but we'll peep it for a second. This is cool so far. There's a clipping on the left speaker, like right here. This is kind of like a dark sounding track, so maybe don't do this, but like I feel like the main sound has like a low pass filter over it on like the very high end. And if you didn't do that, or put a high shelf EQ just to bring in a little, like it feels like it's kind of far away, but also that's the kind of song. Or you could have it exactly like this, and then after 16 bars you could bring in the highs, and then it'll become front and center. And maybe you're actually going to do that in like 4 bars. I don't know, but those are my thoughts.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I think your main bass patch thing guy, whatever, your main bass patch needs more highs and could be a little bit louder. Maybe just like OTT at like 10-15% or something would help with it. But I am digging this a lot more. This is cool. When the kick is hitting at the same time as your snare is getting completely buried. I think it's probably like from your master or something. It's a common issue, I think, that's trying to like nail in having your kick and your snare play at the same time. So I don't do it anymore. I mean, it kind of only works in house music and in like rhythm and stuff like that. But the high end from your snare is totally getting covered up from the kick. So I would work on, maybe you could try putting like a glue compressor on your kick and your snare group, right? So like typically how I structure tracks is I have a kick snare group, and let's look at that real quick. Like kick snare group, let's move this fucking dude out of the way. We got kicks and snare, and then I would like compress the ever living shit out of the kick snare group, and then also turn up the snare so that when the kick plays, it's out of volume, and when the kick and snare plays, the full frequency spectrum is like out of set volume or whatever. So I would tinker with that a little bit. This is just a me thing, but I wouldn't have the kicks playing during this little fake out breakdown section, or maybe high pass the kicks. It just feels weird considering there's no bass there. Also, this synth here that has the high end feels much more present in the mix. So I would try to get the other elements to sound as like bright or focused as this thing, because this one sounds better. I think your kick is just too loud relative to everything else. Yeah. Now this sound I think is a little bit too bright, so I would say like consistency with your mix in the frequency spectrum would be something to focus on. Having elements in the beginning be brighter, because these are like really far away and kind of muddied and covered up, and then introducing, I don't know, just the mix is a little inconsistent. Like you kind of want it, you want to make it so that like if you were in your car and you had this music turned as high, as loud as you can without hurting your ears, right? Like in this section you could turn it pretty loudly, but then once you start introducing the high frequency shit, then it's gonna be way too loud. You're gonna want it to be balanced so that throughout the song the listener can have it at like a set loudness, you know? Yeah. Do I hit specific dB requirements on my master as a case-by-case basis? I have like general guidelines that I've been trying to go by for loud music and like loud bass music or whatever that's going to be like pretty compressed and shit. I typically go for like -6 to -7 LUFS. But it really depends on the song. Down tempo is like -7 to -8.5, -9. These are still like relatively, they're all pretty loud. I would advise personally, from my own experience, maybe this is because I'm just terrible at mixing and mastering, music sounds like absolute shit when you go past 6 LUFS. Even at 6 LUFS, you're already pushing it and you're already damaging your song. So I would advise you don't do that. Now, maybe specifically in like tear out rhythm, this specific genre, you could kind of get away with it, but it doesn't sound good. Stop doing it. Like fucking, what was, I remember I listened to, I was like, how's Sudden Death doing? I haven't listened to Sudden Death in like ages, and then I listened to his like most recent fucking thing, and it's just a square wave. The whole fucking song is a square wave. It's just a fucking brick. Like, there is some level of coolness in it that I can hear, but that like it gives it some flavor by being a brick, but it takes away so much else. It's terrible. I don't know. It's awful. I'm becoming an old man yelling at clouds. Stop clipping everything. But yeah, to answer your question, like -6. No, the LUFS are capped. I don't care about what the loudness normalization is. I care about the waveform, right? All that the Spotify LUFS thing did was it just turned it down by like 6 dB, but like it's still a distorted brick. If I play this on SoundCloud with no loudness normalization, it would be the exact same song, just turned down by like, but turned up by like 8 decibels or some shit. There's some of the Trees track that confused me because he hits like -4 loudness. It depends on it depends on the arrangement of your song and what's going on. Like if there's literally like one or two elements playing, if you have one element playing at a single time, like of the Trees, a lot of his music is like pretty simple. It's just like quarter note bass notes and then like some offbeat rap vocal chant and then, you know, 140 BPM fucking drums. Like there's not a lot of shit going on, then you can generally turn that up really, really loudly. And he's also really good at mixing. I mean, he's a professional, so that adds up. But I imagine it would probably sound better if it wasn't at -4, honestly. Like the reason why that shit is turned up to -4 is just that if you're playing it basically back to back with some other song at like a music festival, your song will be louder when directly compared to another song, right? Like otherwise, and ideally if you have like a good audio engineer working with you who is, you know, controlling the console before it goes out through a live system, they're going to be like writing faders and applying compression and limiters and stuff like that. They're going to make it so that everything is roughly the same volume anyways. So they're going to turn you down if you're playing a song at fucking 2 LUFS and then you play a song at 10 LUFS. They're going to try to normalize it, right? So I don't know, but I suspect their song that's at -4 loudness would probably sound better if it wasn't at -4. That is my suspicion. Okay, let's see. I don't remember what this sounds like at all anymore. At all. So let's. It's kind of cool. All right, what do I call this? We're cooked. I think that's what I call this. Yeah. 24/11/06. We're fucking cooked, bro. What are we? 86 p.m. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I need to drink more water, I think. Here, I'm gonna play this through and get some water. Okay, I was listening from many rooms away, and I think I need more fuck, I have to start putting shit here. Breakdown. Two. I think I need to have more variation in the patch. I think, right? Something. Maybe. Too busy now. Okay. All right. I'm sleepy. And not sleepy, I just mean I'm tired. But this was good. Nice little distraction from everything, even though I talked about everything like half the time. That's fun. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go outside while I have like fucking an hour of daylight left, because why is daylight saving still a thing, man? It is silly. It's a silly world we live in. It's a little strange. Okay. All right. It is over. I'm ending the live stream. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you had fun and learned something. Got to hide away from all the bullshit for a couple hours. Yeah. I'll probably stream again tomorrow. I'll probably do it again tomorrow. Should be fun. All right. Take care, everyone. Later.